Well, howdy, folks, and thanks for moseying back on over to the Alternative Taste Podcast. It's like I always say, it ain't a hootenanny until there's a hoedown. Whee!
Hey, Mr. Sir, I love your podcast. Keep going.
What is good, my people? Welcome back. Who was that dude in the beginning? Fuck, he's weird. So, how's it going? Another week? Another dollar? Another 5 spent? Sounds about right. So, I wanted to kick off this podcast with, now this is not an endorsement in any way. I do not know this business. I do not know the individual that owns it, but it just kind of caught my attention. So, I wanted to bring it to your attention. So there's a business, a local business here. It's actually located in Atwater, California, I believe. It's about a 10-minute drive from Merced. And the business is called Taste of Tequila. It's a Mexican restaurant. From what I looked up, I have not been there myself, but now that I see this, I probably will. It has good reviews. People enjoy the food. They enjoy the owner. So I saw a post on Facebook, and I'll read you the post, and it caught my attention. I thought, this is worth relaying to the people. So this is what the post for Taste of Tequila says. Since 1959, when my grandparents started Tequila Cafe on the other side of the tracks in Winton, my family continued the tradition for 60 years. And for 60 years, we've been serving our community with love and kindness and, of course, delicious foods. Starting in February, the third Sunday of each month, I will be serving those who are hungry. I'm not talking about just the homeless. I'm talking about the children and families that are hungry. For the parents that have a hard time feeding their children. For those that their houses have burnt down, are in need of food. For those who are struggling and starving, and for those looking for their next meal. From 2 p.m. until I run out of food that I have left over when I close. God is putting this onto my heart. Please help me reach out to the children that don't have a meal to eat, the parents that are looking for the next meal to feed themselves and their children. Thank you for the many years of patronage. God willing, we'll be around for a long time. Thank you and God bless. Very noble thing to do. I mean, I've always said that, I've worked at restaurants in the past when it's closing time. I'll even give you an example after this. When it's closing time and the leftover food is to be thrown out because it has to be counted. So now I don't mind counting it because you have to keep track of your waste so you know how to do your business. So if you're wasting a lot of something, hey, I'll scale back production on that one thing so you're not wasting money, right? But to throw it out. So I worked at this one fast food place, very minimal time. It was a transitional period. I'm sorry that you even have to listen to this. So I'm there, and they have this, like, I guess you'd bucket, for the lack of a better term, of food that was like, would sit there for so long, wouldn't get sold. They would just throw it in there. Then at the end of the shift, the manager would come by, they would count it, say what was what, and yada, yada, yada. So this was a closing shift, right? And the guy took a couple of burgers out of that bucket, okay? The manager had already come by and counted it. That's why we didn't see nothing wrong with it. So he goes in and he takes a couple of burgers out to take home to feed his dog. So the manager finds out and actually gets this guy written up because they said he was stealing food. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, you're throwing it in the fucking trash can anyways. You know what I mean? It's like, why? It's already counted. I can see if maybe he took it before you counted it, and then maybe like, hey, you can't do that. But I mean, come on now. But at least this guy, he's legit. He's, he knows, and he's doing a good thing because in our area recently, there were actually a couple, not like really close together in the form of a timeline, but a couple months apart. There was a couple incidences when we had apartment buildings and some houses burned down. I believe some of them were due to arson. So when he says about the houses being burnt down, that's kind of was referring to because in this local area, that's kind of been a kind of thing lately. So I just want to give a shout out to the Taste of Tequila. If you're in this area, in the Central Valley, California, go check them out. I'm not saying go get the free meal. If you can afford your meal, that's even better. Go and give this guy your patronage. So that way your money that you spend there can help him keep feeding those that can't afford it. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. So on to things, bigger and better things. Mostly me. No, just playing. It's actually is involved a lot of you, as a matter of fact. So what we're gonna do is I forgot to give you all the information on dude. So Taste of Tequila is located in Atwater. Their address is 1230 Drakely Avenue, Atwater, California 95301. Phone number is 209-812-4325, or at least that's what Bing is showing me. I'm actually looking at their menu items. If you look them up, Taste of Tequila Atwater, Bing, Google, whatever, on Bing specifically, it'll have all their information, but to the side, it'll have a bunch of pictures. Ooh, my goodness. Yeah, we might have to go do lunch or dinner there one night. So, what I want to talk about today is the other outlet that I've been working on, and that's the YouTube. And also on the Taste of Tequila, when I post this podcast on YouTube, I will post a screenshot of all their information, so that way you can write it down. I'll even put a link to them down in the description of this podcast and on the YouTube, so that way it makes it so much easier for you guys to go out and help that dude. I'll do all the work for you. All you got to do is click or go down there and eat. Okay, so speaking of YouTube, so this is all very new to me. I'm a 42-year-old trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing on YouTube, right? So I've had the YouTube page for a while now. I've actually had it for, I'd say maybe 6-7 years, okay? But I've never really used it. It was never an avenue for me. What I did have on there about maybe 6 years ago, I think the whole reason I started it was because I used to sell Pamper Chef, and I actually did very well at it. But I didn't believe in their structure. I didn't believe in everybody above me making more money off of my, my hustle. So I stopped doing it, but I made a bunch of videos. And so some of the videos are actually like the number one. So if you go on YouTube, right, and you put in Smooth Edge Can Opener for Pampered Chef, you'll see only one other video above mine, and that is the Pampered Chef. Now, they have less views than me, but the only reason they're number one is, of course, because they pay. Mine has gained that way organically. It's now a little over 250,000 views. So we have a little over 175,000 views. No, I'm sorry. I am tripping. My math is so fucked up right now. So, no, 250,000 would be 250. So, actually, we have 1/8 of a 1/8. So, so I find that really awesome. So, I find it really interesting in how this all works because I'm alien to this. So let me tell you what I did. So I go and I start revamping the page. It still looks like some fucking 12-year-old probably started doing it. I'm going to get better at it, trust me. It's just really hard sometimes with my time because, I work my 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Nugget works her 9 to 5 Monday through Friday, or not Monday through Friday. Hers is actually split up. She works weekends, and then we have the baby. So it's really hard for me to like sit down and really like kind of focus and learn a lot of things that I learn, like editing or developing and stuff like that. Those are things that I'm learning at like 4 a.m, on a Saturday, because my body naturally wakes up early for my 9 to 5 job. So on Saturdays, I wake up about 4:30 in the morning and everybody's still asleep. So that's the time that I usually get on YouTube, or I start reading articles, or I start doing whatever. And the same thing at night once the baby goes to sleep. But it's like when the kid's up, which is most of the day, really I can't, it's hard to focus on anything. So I'm trying to do it all in bits and pieces, and I appreciate everybody that's bearing with me. I've gotten some good positive comments on some of the videos, saying good production and stuff like that. I know they're being kind. I know compared to some people, it is better, but I know I can do better. So, yeah. So the problem that I'm finding is that what I originally thought what I wanted to do is not what's actually drawing people in. Okay, so I originally wanted. Okay, well, first let me go back. So before I started my endeavor on YouTube, which is about the beginning of January. So we're talking. Actually, no, the first one that I did was 27 days ago. The first video that I posted since I've started kind of getting back into the YouTube thing was 27 days ago. Okay. So before 27 days ago, I had 161 subscribers. And those are all older ladies, people, because all I had on there was Pamper Chef videos. That's all I had on there. I didn't have anything. So as I start adding more videos, of course, I start thinking, okay, well, this, that, and the other. So I think, okay, well, I'm going to put the podcast on there. And that's going to make it easy. And I'll have visuals, and all that, just like this for the taste of, like my last one with the Gavin Newsom recall. I have video clips on there for this one, when I'm giving, telling you about the Taste of Tequila restaurant. I'm going to, while I'm doing that, on the YouTube, while I'm talking, you're going to see, the visuals on that. So I thought, oh, okay, this will help people, relate and connect to me a little bit more. Buzzer sound. No, that's not the way it's working. Actually, the videos that are getting the most hits are the ones where I'm showing people how to do things on the computer. Okay? So check this out. So right now, if you go and you search Diggs Build on YouTube right now, okay, you're going to see my video at number 1. My video is top. You'll see it right there, Alternative Taste. Okay? But you'll notice I don't have the most views. You know what I mean? So it's like, how am I at the top when I don't have the most views? It's because mine is the most popular. Mine is the most being clicked on for that topic, is why mine's at the very fucking top. Okay? And it's getting a shitload of views, to the point where if I was making money on YouTube, I'd be getting paid off that video right there. All right. So, but that's like the only video that's skyrocketed. I have all these other videos on there too, right? Because I put them all in a playlist, so they're categorized together. It's not like you have to go all through my videos and look. Everything's categorized. If you haven't been on the YouTube yet, it's youtube.com/alternative taste, and you go on there, and I have like 3 playlists. I have podcasts as a playlist. I have the tech reviews and hacks as a playlist. I think I just added another one, like, giveaways and announcements or whatever I might have called it, but they're categorized. And so I have like free TV, how to do this, how to do that. No. The number 1 viewed video on my page is how to install the Diggs Build. And the Diggs, and I don't know if you're not familiar with what the Diggs Build is, it allows you to get all the free TV. It allows you to get the free movies, free TV shows, free pay-per-views, free sports. It allows you to get all that stuff, right? Well, people have problems with it sometimes, just like I do, because I constantly run into problems with that shit. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'll just start making videos. That way, when I find fixes to these things, other people can find fucking fixes. But the thing is, I find my fixes on YouTube. So you don't want to oversaturate what's out there. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to try any guerrilla tactics. I'm not going to go out there and start stealing people's titles. Like, some people might go and see the number 1 video for a certain video that they're shooting, right? And say they're shooting the same video, same topic, same content, same bullshit, right? They go and they look at the number 1 video that has the same type of content, and they copy and paste the fucking title. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, right there's no honor and integrity in that. So why the fuck would I do that? If by some chance my title is the same as somebody else, that was just by accident. That was just because it was probably nothing else to call that fucking thing, or something like that. So it's just really interesting to see how people, kind of grab onto some things and they don't on others. So it's really hard to kind of guess the content that people want to see, because the whole thing behind YouTube is you want that content. You just can't make a fucking video, put it out there and say, there it is, everybody look at it. No, there's lots of value. You got to look at why you go to YouTube. What makes you subscribe to somebody? Do you subscribe to somebody just because you watch one video? Or after you watch a video and you're like, that was decent, do you go and check out their other videos? Or do you just subscribe? See, these are things that I'm learning, especially with all the analytics that comes with YouTube. I can see when, where, who. I can see how they're getting to each video, whether they've gotten there directly by a search through Yahoo, through Bing, through fucking, YouTube itself, whether they got there through a recommendation of another video that they watched. Like, I see all that stuff, and I'm just kind of like blown away a little bit by like how this all is, it's almost like high school. You're trying to give people reasons to like you, and that like is the subscribe. You know what I mean? And YouTube is a fucking business. I mean, these people out here that you see that have like 25 million subscribers, I mean, that's their business. To me, it's insane. I go and it's like now I am training my brain. Every time I see a YouTube video, no matter what the topic is, I'm instantly critiquing in my head. I'm critiquing the production value. I'm critiquing the audio. I'm critiquing the content that I'm looking at. I'm thinking to myself, why am I watching this? Why are other folks going to be watching this? Like, I don't understand how this is working. Some videos that I see have like the user will have 20,000 subscribers, and they'll have a video that's been up for like a month and it hits like 20,000 views. And I'm just like, and it's a video of like, say, I don't know, say it's a tech thing like mine. Like there's one that I've seen. His production is kind of crap. You can tell it's just his phone propped in front of his computer, and that's fine. Whatever, the audio isn't great. He obviously delivers the message, but I have a video that's of the same content that is of way better production value and this and that, but yet he gets more views. And I think to myself, why? I mean, he's been around, this YouTube thing for probably about an extra, maybe, I don't know, 2 years, maybe a year. So I grant him, he's had more time than I have. And I don't expect everything to happen right away. I'm not one of those people that thinks, oh, everybody's going to follow me. But I can say that as of today, 27 days into really putting effort into this, I've gained 101 subscribers. So what we're doing today is the 10th. So today we're going to give away a free fully loaded Fire Stick. So if you guys haven't gone over to the YouTube page, you want to go over there and subscribe. But here's the other thing, okay? Here's the other thing. Is that people make their YouTube profiles private. And I get it. They probably don't want fucking folks knowing who they subscribe to, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But when they subscribe to my channel, I do not see them. I see that my count goes up, but they do not show up in my list of subscribers. So, for instance, in the last 27 days, I've gained 101 subscribers. You know how many of those subscribers I can see that I'm going to be able to do the raffle for the Fire Stick for? Fucking 15. 15 out of 101 new subscribers. You know what I mean? Hey, that's great for those 15, right? Those guys have better chance of winning a free fully loaded Fire Stick than the other fucking 70-something people or whatever. But that's what I try to express. And I don't want to seem like a nag. And I'm to the point where I think I've kind of pandered to people enough. I'm not going to do like any of these like FYI kind of things. I'll mention things in conversations and podcasts, and I'll make sure to mention things here and there. But it's to the point where I'm not going to pander really anymore. So either you want to hop on, or we'll just wave as we pass by, and it's fine. I have some ideas, for new content. And it doesn't involve me talking. It's just all visual stuff. I'm actually thinking to myself, I'd like to get one of those really nice drones, 4K camera, all the bells and whistles. Spend some money on it, right? Take some of this revenue from the podcast and from the YouTube and put it back into it, okay? Because if you got to treat things like a business if you want it to operate like one. I mean, I'm not operating a business. This isn't a business for me. If it evolves into that, that'd be fucking awesome. But for right now, I do this shit because I like to do this shit. What do they say? If you do something, if your job is something you like, you'll never work a day in your life. That's not kind of what I'm trying to get to. So, I want to start doing things with like the drones. And I mean, like, I'd like to go and visit various spots in California. First off, California. There's lots of different things we can do here. You don't really need to go to another state right away or anywhere else. You can find everything you need right here. So I'd like to do something like that and just do great aerial shots, and just, have them kind of like on the YouTube with like some decent music or whatnot, but highlight a different spot in California. Now, when I say, well, you know what, now that I say it out loud, maybe I would. So like, okay, I'm babbling. Let me slow down and just give an example. So say I wanted to go and check out, I don't know, what's a touristy destination? Mystery spot in Santa Cruz, right? So say I wanted to go do that. And I called them and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to do a YouTube, tour on your guys' shit. And what's the rules and regulations on me bringing a camera, yada, yada, yada. And so when I'm there, if I say, if they're like, yeah, it's cool to put a drone in the air or whatnot, as long as it's under 400 feet, yada, yada, yada. I'd like to use the drones to capture a lot of different aspects of the locations that we're at. So you'd hear me talking and maybe doing a little bit of a tour. Like if we go, like say we go to the San Juan Bautista mission, right? It's a great spot. A lot of scenic stuff to look at. Maybe do a video of us walking through, looking at, the artifacts, maybe not too much of, the historical aspect of it, but, and then going outside and then taking the pictures of the vineyards, the mountains, the rolling hills, throw the drone up in the air, get a nice aerial shot, get a nice 360. I think that would make the production value really fucking good. You know what I mean? So I just hope people have the patience, and I don't use YouTube that much. Like I don't subscribe to people. When I go to YouTube, I just look up a video and I see what I'm going to see. I'm like, okay, boop, and I just exit out, and that's that. I don't subscribe to people to see what else they got going on. I figure if they got something else going on, then I'll find it when I'm looking for it. But there's millions of people out there who don't think that way. They just see something, they'll like the content, and they'll fucking subscribe. So I'm hoping that with patience, I can slowly build this thing up. And it can't be done, though, without your listeners. So all my listeners out there, and even on this podcast, I see where you're all listening from. I see you guys in Washington. I see you guys in Virginia. I see you guys all in California, San Francisco, Oakhurst, Oakland, Oakdale, all the Oaks, Merced. I see them all. LA, Bakersfield, Palo Alto. I see them. They all come up on my shit. I see all the platforms you guys are listening to me on. Spotify, Sneaker, Anchor, Google Play, Apple Podcasts. I see all that, dude. And it's fucking awesome. I love looking at it. And I try not to. I really try not to pay attention to it, because I actually watched something the other day and it reaffirmed what I had seen a while back. And they said, don't focus on that shit. Don't focus on your listeners. Don't focus on your likes. Don't focus on any of that shit. Just focus on the content and you'll always stay true to what you're doing. So I'm like, all right, cool. But I got to tell you, it's in the beginning stages. So I get antsy in the pantsy and I do look. You know what I mean? And I do grab my phone when I know. I tell myself, don't look. Just let it be a surprise a couple days from now, I tell myself. But I'm like, no, I can't do that. And I look and I'm like, oh shit. Like this morning, I was like, nah, don't look. I was like, nah, I got to. So what I do, I get up and I look and I see that I got 11 new subscribers while I was sleeping. You know what I mean? It took me up to 101. I looked at my analytics and it said plus 101. I said, fuck yeah. I told Nugget, I said, my goal was 100 new subscribers in 30 days. I said, I got 101 in 27. Well, how do you think about that? How you like them apples? So it's great. And I think it's great because I'm like, it's great because I think it's great because it's great. But, I'm very humble. I'm just, I'm not arrogant. I'm not whatever. I'm kind of excited. That's why I'm kind of talking about it. And it's great to feel received by people, even though, fuck, man, it's not what I fucking wanted. I wanted people to be focused on the podcast, because I'm going to do this regardless. It doesn't cost me a fucking penny to do this shit. I'm going to keep doing it. Why the hell not? But the other one is, you need the people. And I want it's kind of like one of those stupid fucking things. It's so hypocritical. It's like I don't care if they like me or not, but I just want them to like me. It's like saying, well, I didn't want to go to the party, but it's nice to be invited. So man, I really suggest, if anybody has something to say or anything like that, and they're looking towards YouTube as an outlet for doing something, I say go for it, man. If you got knowledge in something, here's what it is. You look up some of these like videos, right? Like just go on your phone, go to YouTube and hit the trending button. Just look at what's fucking trending. Don't click on any type of like movie trailer or music video. When you get to something that looks like it's from a real person, like click on it and watch it. I mean, and you're going to think to yourself more times out of 10, you're probably going to think to yourself, okay. But then when you're thinking, okay, I want you to look down and look at how many views that particular video you're watching, thinking, okay, anyways, how many views that thing has. And keep in mind, when that view count goes up like that, that person's making money. They're making money. So, it's one of those things where you tell yourself, well, do I just go out and do something really fucking stupid just to get attention? But then that would just go against everything you're trying to build. Wouldn't make any fucking sense. But, you got to take a chance. And it's like anything in life. You just have to do it. I mean, you can sit there and wonder all you fucking want, but you're never going to know. I mean, I'd rather fail and know, oh, well, fuck it, at least now I know, than to sit back and go, man, I don't know, what if? Man, life's full of what ifs. Maybe it's because I'm getting older or whatever, but man, your time's limited here. Do what you got to do. Don't be a dickhead about things. But still, don't let other people's feelings or opinions stop you from doing what your feelings and opinions tell you to do. Reject them with, kindly, agree to disagree, whatever. If they get too aggressive, fuck them. Hit them in the throat. But I don't condone violence. So anyways, y'all be good. I'm glad you tuned in. I'm glad you listened to this rant. I really appreciate, I just did this whole fucking podcast without acknowledging what you heard in the fucking beginning. You just went like 27 minutes and I didn't even acknowledge it. So what you heard was my first fucking message. I don't know who you are. You didn't leave your name. See how that works? She didn't leave her name. But I appreciate the message. I wish I knew. They don't give me any analytics on that. That's interesting as shit, huh? I wish I knew where my messages came from, but maybe that's why they keep your anonymity about it. So, yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad somebody has utilized the message button, and I can't wait to hear more from the rest of you guys. It's that fucking simple. So, yeah, y'all be good and have a good one. Adios.